Hi Tumblr. So I wasn't able to do the videos last night because things got kind of crazy with my family. It's a really long story, and thank God it's over now. But I was too upset last night. I didn't really want to make the video. I'm sorry, so I did it today. So for anybody who sent messages and have been waiting for them, I'm really sorry. But oh, that's a really loud truck. Let's see. Questions. If you could make any dream of yours come true, what would it be? I would say to be able to live comfortably with my husband and my son and be able to provide for them enough that we didn't have to worry about living paycheck to paycheck. Because that would take the strain off of Jake, and it would ensure that William would have the best life I could possibly provide for him, because whether I would like to believe it or not, money does play an important factor. And money isn't everything, and I'm going to give him all the love he needs, but he's not going to have near as much opportunity if I can't provide him with the tools he needs to grasp them. So I really just would like to not have to worry about money. I don't have any big dream like world peace or turning invisible or anything like that, or meeting a celebrity. I would just like to be moderately successful and stable, which hopefully will happen one day if the fates allow. Next question. What is William's basic daily routine? He doesn't really have one. Partially because I don't believe in routines, and partially because I'm very scatterbrained and lazy. We don't really have a time frame. I don't constrain him to set times on things. I never have, even when he was a newborn. I didn't constrain him to timed feedings. William does what he needs to do when he needs to do it. I mean, there's a loose schedule just because of his body clock. I mean, he usually wakes up around 7:30 or 8. And, I'll give him a bottle as soon as he wakes up because he's very thirsty, change his diaper, maybe give him a little snack or breakfast. If I'm home, I'll give him breakfast. If I have to go to work, he doesn't get breakfast until we get to my parents' house because I don't have the time to until I get there. Sometime around noon, or usually late afternoon because he takes his nap at noon, he'll wake up after that and I'll feed him lunch. And then later at night, he's kind of like us. He eats late, 8 or 9 at night. He'll have his dinner, and then around 10 o'clock he'll fall asleep. And he snacks throughout the day, and he plays and takes a few naps and things like that. He usually only has 1 or 2 naps. So it's not really that interesting. He does whatever he wants to do. And that's his toy in the background, so I'm sorry that's going off. He must have hit it or something. How do you like your boobs? I guess I like them alright. I mean, they've done okay, considering that I went through a pregnancy and breastfeeding. I'd say they're pretty decent boobs. It's kind of a weird question, but I like them alright, I guess. I mean, I wish they'd be a little bigger, maybe. I've always been kind of flat-chested. How are your awesome boots/shoes doing? Or going? Oh, you mean those boots with the fur. Yeah, no, I love them. But it turns out that I was actually gypped because they're not Troopa boots, which a lot of you could probably point that out to me. Like, yeah, duh, they weren't, of course, but they're called Tundras, which, while they are not counterfeit, trust me, I'd be way more pissed off and not here if they were counterfeit. I'd be hunting down whoever sold them to me. They're still Steve Madden, but they are about half the worth of the ones that I thought I was getting. So I basically paid $10 over retail price, which pissed me off a lot when I found out, and I sent a very, very angry email to the seller, but unfortunately there's nothing I can do about it because she wasn't aware or something, and I mean, unless I email eBay about it. I won't because I'm lazy, and I actually didn't really lose money. I just didn't get a big savings like I thought I would have. Because I thought I was getting a $130 boot for $50 plus shipping, when in fact I was getting a $50 boot. So I just basically paid retail price. And I still love them. I mean, they're great, but they're not what I wanted. I really do like them a lot, so I'm going to keep them, of course, and wear them. But hopefully sometime in the future I'll still get the boots that I actually thought I was getting, as I was too dumb to do the research beforehand, and I guess that's what I get for shopping online. Next question. How old is Jake? Jake is 19 years old, just like I am. We're young parents. We're only a month apart, as a matter of fact. He was born in January, I was born in February. He'll be 20 on January 18th. And considering he's 19 years old, he's done a hell of a lot with his life. got an apprenticeship at a business. As a child, he bought a home, got a car. He's done a lot, and I'm really proud of him. What country would you like to visit if you had to wear a bikini while visiting it? Like, the whole time? Am I allowed to wear, like, anything else? Can I wear a coat over it? Or clothing? Because if I can wear clothing over it, just be like waterproof underwear, and then I could just go anywhere. But if you mean just a bikini, which I'm assuming is what you meant, I don't know, like somewhere hot, so I wouldn't freeze to death. Maybe like Spain, or just somewhere south of the equator, I guess, or on the equator where it's nice all the time. I don't know. I'm really bad at answering questions, I'm sorry. What else? What color is your toothbrush? It's pink, and I hate pink. But, it was a two-brush set, and Jake wanted the green, so I got pink. And he always forgets which one is his, so I have to tell him over and over again it's green, because for some reason he thinks that he would want a pink one. Which he think, I don't know. DJ Cool Carl was the only one that wasn't anonymous, and they asked, would you rather be a worried genius or a joyful simpleton? And this is going to be a very depressing answer, and I will tell you why. I am by no means a genius. I might be slightly above average, but I am no genius. Jake is a genius. I'm not saying that because I idolize him or something. He's literally a musical talent, and I've played chess with him a grand total of 3 times before giving up forever. He's ruined chess for me. 2 of those times, he beat me in 3 moves. Alright, and I beat my science teacher at chess, and my science teacher is a very smart man, so I'm not exaggerating when I say Jake is a genius. That's why he's so depressed. And that's the point I was getting to. I know for a fact, being slightly above average, that being an intelligent person sucks. It does. It sucks a lot. Because there's been a scientifically proven, I'm not sure if it's proven yet, I know they did a study, I don't know if they wrote a proof, so, you know, if they didn't write a paper, don't fucking quote me. But it's been basically proven that intelligent people are the most miserable people because they cannot ignore what's there, and they know that life sucks and it's pointless and meaningless. I told you this was going to be depressing. And they can't ignore it because they're too observant. And because intelligent people also are more predisposed to mental illness because their brains are more extraordinary. I'm not saying that people with mental illnesses are special snowflakes, that they're better than everybody else. I'm not saying that. But people who have abnormalities in their brain that make them geniuses, also the same abnormalities will make them depressed, or schizophrenic, or bipolar, or OCD, or something along those lines. So to be honest, I would rather be a joyful simpleton, because yes, I might be stupid as fuck, but I will be happy. And I'm going to be perfectly selfish and say, while yes, I wouldn't contribute to the world as much as a simpleton, I would rather be happy with my life and my family than being miserable for my entire life. So I would rather be stupid and happy, because I've experienced what it's like to be not stupid and not happy, and I wouldn't wish that upon anybody. God. Next question. Let's move on from that. That was a very good question, though. Don't feel bad. That was an amazing question that made me think a lot. How was your birthing experience? Lucky. Because it was my first birth ever. I promise. I don't have any other children floating around. And it was only 9 hours of labor and 1 hour of pushing. But to be fair, those 9 hours of labor were full-on intense, complete labor. Like, there's this little chart thing, kind of like a graph, that's like a live graph that runs on the screen next to you at the nurse's station, or the little computer in your room. And the graph, as you're going along with this monitor on your stomach, has, the graph goes along when you have a contraction, it spikes, and then it comes back down. The contraction's done. And it's time. The x-axis on the graph is time, and the y-axis is the intensity of your contraction. And as my contractions were going along, they would go up, square off at the top of the graph because it was too high for the graph to read, stay squared off for a minute and then come back down. So I was in a lot of pain, and I wasn't dilating any, and I had a little bit of trouble. But all things considered, I was really lucky because I didn't have to have any emergency surgery. I had back labor, and my blood pressure got really dangerously low most of the time, and I kept setting off alarms, and I passed out a couple times. And explaining it that way sounds really bad, but to be honest, that's an easy labor. William came out happy and healthy, and I recovered quickly, so that's the best I can ask for. So to answer your question, it was lucky. I was a very lucky woman. I had a fairly good labor. How has being a mother changed you? It's changed me a lot, because there's a difference between giving birth and being a mother. And I'm not trying to sound elitist or anything like that, but just choosing to become a parent, while it's not noble, it doesn't make you more special or better than anybody else. It's a very difficult thing. And when you choose to take on that responsibility, you can't afford to slack off. You can't afford to be irresponsible, and you can't afford to let your child down. Because somebody else's life is now in your hands, and it's your responsibility to raise them to be a functional member of society. And so I would say it's changed me, not that I gave birth, but that Jake and I decided to become parents. Because when you're a parent, you can't be irresponsible. It's changed me in that I try and take charge now. I'm not as scared of things anymore, seemingly. I'm still scared, but I have to do it anyways. I have to go into the county and apply for welfare if we can't make it paycheck to paycheck, as much as that shames me. I have to be brave and talk on the phone, even though my anxiety usually keeps me from doing that, to make appointments for him to get shots. I have to wake up every morning early enough to take care of him. I can't slack off, and so I would say that being a parent has changed me, and that's made me more responsible, and it's made me more assertive, because I'm Mama Bear now, and I don't exaggerate when I say that if you mess with William, I won't hold back. I mean, people have insulted me before and insulted the fact that I had a child young. And to me, that's also insulting my child, because the fact that you view his existence as a burden and a joke is very, very insulting to me. So it's made me a bit meaner, a bit more assertive, and a bit more responsible. Which, I'm sorry that was so long. If you could live anywhere in the world, where and why? I haven't traveled very much, so I probably have a really crappy answer to this question, because the only places I've been are inside this state of California, and I've been to Cambridge, England, which is a huge stretch between the two, but what happened was in 2009 I was accepted into something called the Cambridge College Program, and it's basically a 3-week program, sort of like foreign exchange, but not quite, because you're not actually enrolled. It's a 3-week program. They choose 300 students from around the world. Most of them are from America, though. And you go to Cambridge University in Cambridge, England for 3 weeks, and you go to lectures, and you get to learn from the professors there. You get to tour London, Stonehenge, Ely Cathedral, Shakespeare's hometown. You get to go to cool places like that. And then at the end, if you complete all your classes and write your essay at the end of the lectures, you get a little certificate that says you're a Cambridge Summer Scholar, and you can put it on your resume when you're applying at college, and you get little souvenirs, and it's really cool. But the biggest thing that I pulled from Cambridge wasn't the souvenirs or the certificate or the credibility, the bragging rights. The biggest thing I pulled was the experience that I got and how much I loved the place, and I would definitely live there if I had the chance. In fact, I cried packing up to go home because I didn't want to leave. I didn't want to go back home. I wanted to stay. I wanted to tear up my plane ticket. So I would have to say Cambridge. Specifically, the village of Cambridge. I'm not sure about the rest of England, to be honest, because when I went to London, I kind of hated it. But any of those small towns like Ely or Cambridge, which are probably, they look nicer than most because they're tourist traps, but I really love it there, and it was really quaint, and it was really beautiful, and everything was so old, and that was just so cool to me, so I would love to live there. Who is your best friend besides your hubby? How did you meet him or her? What is he or she like, and do they have a Tumblr? Hold on. Why did you pick this question? This is a really hard question because I don't like singling people out as best. What happened, buddy? I'm sorry. Hold on. Let me get William. Sorry. Hey. Okay. Guest appearance by William. To be honest, I don't like singling people out and having one best friend because I feel that's unfair. I don't like rating one person higher than the other because it's not true. I have a lot of great friends and they're all really amazing, and William looks like he's drunk because he's very tired. But no, I have a lot of best friends. I can't pick one, so I guess I'll give you like 5 or 6 because I don't know. If you want to go by how long I've known them, the first one would be Maya. I've known her since I was 6 years old and she was 4 years old. We're family friends. We grew up together. She is, if I had to describe her, I'd say she's like a little firecracker. She's really spunky and nice and has really great fashion sense and very, very bubbly. And she actually does have a Tumblr. It's called lookintothemind.tumblr.com. No spaces, nothing like that, no hyphens. You should go check her out. She's really nice. Go follow her. She's also a huge nerd, which is a bonus. Then there's my friend Tiffany, which I've known since kindergarten because her mother, William, I can't get over your face right now. Her mother was my babysitter when my parents went to work. And, so we grew up together. We're like sisters. Kind of like how Maya's my little sister, Tiffany's my big sister. She helped raise me. I spent most days after school with her. We played together. She's really nice and really, really responsible. She's like the most responsible person I've ever met. She's took complete charge of her life. She got her associate's degree in 14 months. Got certified, you know, to work in the medical industry as like a nurse or an assistant or a coder. I think it's a coder. She's met this amazing guy, Jay. He's so nice. They're getting married next May, and I'm going to be one of her bridesmaids, and I'm so happy and excited for that. I'm excited to be a part of her wedding. And, she doesn't have a Tumblr. And then, my friend Adrian, I met him in 2nd grade. Funny story, I actually became friends with him because he used to bring candy on all the field trips, and I wanted some, so I sat down next to him, and then we became friends. So I met him because of my love for food. Because I like food. But, no, he's amazing. He's been my best guy friend since forever. And we share a love of electronics and cars and all that sort of nerdy stuff. And he's really super smart. He's a tech whiz. He's, you know, the kind of person that'll max out your phone for you or repair it or, you know, take your computer and make it run twice as fast. He's really amazing. And thankfully he's still in Barstow, so I get to see him, although not as often, and I'd like to change that. He also doesn't have a Tumblr. Then I would say Caitlin. I've known her since sophomore year. She's an amazing friend. She does have a Tumblr. It's called, dude, what are you doing? Stop it. Stop it. I'm having a brain fart right now. Caitlin, I'm sorry. I'm really slow right now and I can't remember your URL. I'll put it up afterwards, okay? I'm really tired. No, she's on Tumblr too. I'll put it down in the link. I'll put everybody's link in the description. Don't hate me because I forgot your URL. I'm distracted. There's a little tiny cute boy in the screen right now. My friend Julia also is in the same group of friends as Adrian and Caitlin. I forgot to describe Caitlin. Caitlin's really amazing. She's super feminist, which I love because me and her agree on a lot of things politically. And she loves My Little Pony, and she's really creative and beautiful, and you should go follow her once I put the thing down there because I'm stupid and I can't remember it right now because I'm having a brain fart. But Julia, she has a Tumblr as well, jaysdcpadventure.tumblr.com. Again, I'll put the link on the bottom. She is really, really honest. Kind of brutally honest. She's told me a lot of things that I didn't want to hear at the time, but I needed to hear. She's always been there. She's just really, she's kind of that person that guides you through things when you don't want to go through them. She's like a rock. I mean that like as you know what I mean. She's really brilliant too. She's actually at Disney right now. She's kind of doing a internship at Disney World in Florida. She's a culinary student. She just got accepted to another university, and I'm really proud of her, and I'm really happy for her. So, and the last one I would probably say would be Deep. And I actually met him on Tumblr. His name actually is Deep. And I met him because when I first found out I was pregnant with William, I wanted an uninvolved third party to go to for opinions, and he had an advice blog. And I wrote into his advice blog, and we just never stopped talking. Which is weird as that sounds, but he's become a really good friend. He's a graphic designer. He's awesome. He runs 2 Tumblrs. He's really a genius as far as social media and networking and advertisement. What are you doing, child? And oh, Caitlin, I remembered your URL. It's My Imagination's Home. I'll put it down on the link. I'm sorry. But Deep is just really great, and I'm grateful to have him, and I talk to him all the time. And then there's tons of people I know I'm forgetting because I can't think of a lot of them right now, and this video is running super long because I never meant for it to be a promo. So I'm really sorry if you've sat all the way through this. I'll end it now. And I think that's all the questions, and I'll see you guys next week. So I'm sorry about how long it is. Bye. Bye.